What up, you lab rats? This is episode number 44. This is the Weekend Warrior, and we're going to talk about how to come up with daily content. If you want to, stay tuned. Hello, my friends, and welcome back to the Lab Rat Dailies, the in-between show of the main show that features Kevin and I talking about building a business together. And every day has a theme, and today's theme, which is Saturday, is the Weekend Warrior theme. And I kind of reserve these days for how-tos, visuals, more visual things, okay, on the Weekend Warrior. And so welcome back. It's Saturday. I'm recording this thing in advance, so actually I am in real time enjoying Maui in some form or another. Kevin says it was supposed to be like whale watching season, so hopefully we have enjoyed that. And also hopefully I have recorded a Good Shit Friday episode for you actually in Maui. That was the plan anyway. So I wanted to give you guys kind of a rundown of how I actually come up with content. I always enjoy it when I get to see kind of the behind scenes of how things work in the back end, because that's where the bulk of the work is. And if you can understand that, for one thing, it makes me feel a little bit closer to that content creator, because I can see what they're doing, and I can kind of dissect and understand a little bit more of how the process is. And I also actually appreciate their work and their content that they put out, because I know how much kind of planning that they put into it. So I want to let you guys know how I'm doing that. And plus it might even help too if you wanted to start creating daily content and what that would actually look like. So for me, I do a couple of things, a couple of combined things. Some are impromptu, some are planned out. And you're going to have to find that when you do a daily podcast all by yourself, you're going to be, it's going to test you on many levels, and you're going to have to be as resourceful as you can be and as organized as you can be. But this is how I do it. And this could be like a springboard for you to either add or take away things, just to kind of give you a background. All right. So I found that over the course of last week is actually putting out daily content, and what that actually did to me and the things that I was already doing was it was very doable as long as I had a plan. And given the fact that I gave each day a theme, really did help eliminate a lot of getting stuck, getting any creator's block or anything like that when trying to come up with content. And I want to show you guys this. It's basically, if you're listening, you can't see it, but it's basically a weekly rundown, Monday through Sunday. That gives me room to write and things like that of the week. And I like to have a weekly look of what's coming up, not a daily and not a monthly. Although, the monthly thing, I kind of reserve that for my Google Calendar as a sort of all-round kind of thing, grand scheme kind of thing, which I don't often look at because I just do a lot of things. So the daily content for me works on a weekly schedule as it is here. And so what I'll do is I'll number each one of these days. Monday's motivation, Tuesday's tips, Wednesday is the main show with me and Kevin. Thursday is Throwback Thursday, Friday, Good Shit Friday, Saturday is Weekend Warrior like today, Sunday is Cozy Sunday. Okay, so I'll label them all like that. And then in the morning, right when I wake up each beginning of the week, whether it's Sunday or Saturday, it's looking like it's going to be Sunday. That's kind of the beginning of my week. I'll sit down and brainstorm ideas for these themes. And I'll just do that. I'll sit down for like an hour to 2 hours in between watching YouTube videos, in between reading entrepreneur.com articles, in between reading and absorbing other people's material and content to let that inspire me. And I'll also think back and reflect on what has happened in the past and what we haven't talked about, or what we maybe talked about but didn't really explain it well enough. And I really just try to use everything in my arsenal at that point when I sit down to kind of plan the week out. And that way, as I, go to create the content, I just look here and go, oh, okay, Sunday I'm doing 3 more chapters in tax-free retirement. Cool. I can stop worrying about that and move on to the next idea in my head. So the point of this exercise is to get all of those ideas down on paper, and not set in stone, but kind of just there for you. That way, when you're ready to access it, it's there. And so that's the magic of planning, is that you don't have to worry too much about that stuff. Like, you don't have to worry about thinking about the whole process every time you sit down to create some content. And that really helps. So another thing is, guys, and we're going to hop on over into my iMac, okay, is that I have this sort of, I love Evernote for taking all my notes. Everything that I've been doing for the past 2 years is in here. But I'll create a sort of YouTube copy, and then I'll have a template that I fill out, and that way when I go to publish this material online, it all looks consistent. And I've had a really, really hard time doing this because I kind of hate this part. It's annoying to me to sit down and write copy. But that's a part of marketing, right? Which is, a lot of people say it's 20% creating the content and then 80% marketing. And this is the kind of drudgery work in between. And it's not so bad once you kind of systemize it. And that's the whole point of this episode, is creating a system for yourself, so that if you do want to go do something as ambitious as, posting daily content, that you have a system for that, so you don't fall apart or stop your posting schedule. Because I found that posting daily consistently has garnished some new likes, new fans, new engagement. And it's not on a big scale, but it's definitely more than what I was getting before. And so that's my kind of indicator to keep going with this and to keep producing the best quality content that I can every single day. Okay. So, let's see. I'll have a YouTube copy. I'll copy this from my Evernote, and then I'll paste it into YouTube, into SoundCloud. And I'll also want to make sure that things aren't too copy and paste. Like, if it's Facebook, if it's Google+, if it's LinkedIn, if it's SoundCloud, I want to make sure that what I'm saying in that description isn't out of place. You know what I mean? So I'm just not blindly copying and pasting. You still want to pay attention to what you're putting there, and make sure that things that are in there have a purpose. Okay. So, other sources of inspiration for me, of course, are other people's content. Okay. So there are great ideas out there in the books that you read, in the magazines, in the conversations with your partner. There's a bunch of content out there, and it just needs to be reworked into something that is palatable, right? That people can consume, and not this idea that's floating around in your head. And it makes sense in here, but when you say it, it's like, bleh. So there's content everywhere you look. It's just a matter of organizing it, and that's the work, right? And then delivering that content. So as long as you have a system in place to disseminate that content that you want to put out, then you're in a really good shape. And you just kind of stick to that system, and things will start to get easier as time goes on. And also just make sure that you don't take on too much at once, right? So there have been a lot of offers to me in which people have been wanting to do collaborations, or, hey, can you do a guest post? And all this stuff is basically free. And so I have to decide whether or not, where to put my energies, right? So that also plays into how to come up with daily content, because if you wring yourself out dry too early, then you're not going to be able to play the long game, right? You're going to not have the stamina to last, right? For your own purposes. So it's cool to do collabs every now and again, but just know your stamina level, your tolerance level, and make sure that it matches your system. It fits into your system, okay? So, yeah, that's all I have to say about that. It's pretty straightforward episode, but that's basically how I do it, guys. That's how I come up with daily content. And of course, when you guys ask me questions, that alone can turn into an episode. So keep asking those questions if you have them. I always appreciate it. It means a lot to me because it gives me fuel, right? So it makes it easier on me, because then I don't have to sit, what have I not talked about, or what should I talk about, or what are people looking for, right, in the realm of this. So that's how I do it, and pretty straightforward, short. Tomorrow on Cozy Sunday, we're going to dive in deep into the next 3 chapters of tax-free retirement, and I think that episode is really interesting just because it's so practical, and it's something that us youngins, I'm still young. No, I'm going to be like 29 this year, but which is still young. I think so. But start thinking about saving and start thinking about how to make the money that you earn work for you. Okay, that's really important. So catch me tomorrow for that on Cozy Sunday. And since we are in Maui, like not right now, but I'm in Maui, live. We'll try to do something special out there for you guys. What should we do? That's the question for you. What can we do for you guys while we're in Maui and put that on the show? Put that in the comments. And we'll do it if it's not weird or whatever, okay? So as long as it's doable, we will do it. Leave it in the comments, all right? So good things, guys. Once again, my name is Megan, reminding you to get in the lab. Peace out. Oh, before I forget, still going strong with the Charity Water campaign. If you guys want to get us a wedding gift, we are getting married later on this year in December 4th in Palm Springs. And that's going to be a really nice family intimate affair. But if you guys want to get us a gift, because, we'd really appreciate it if you donated to our campaign for Charity Water, because those people really need it. Okay, so good things. I'll leave all those links in the description, and we'll see you next time. Peace.